Hey everybody, how are you? It is another bright and shiny day here in Chicago, yet still a little chilly willy. Hopefully we will get that rectified soon. That's what my hope is. I have had a fabulous weekend, and my kids are finally off of spring break. And so now we can get back to some more patterning of remote learning and teaching. Had some really good internal time this weekend, and I think it's super important that we talk about what is it that we are doing to take advantage of this time, because it is time to go inside, it's time to reflect, it's time. We're not going to get this kind of time ever again. And instead of being in fear and distractions and all these other things that really dominate our world, let's take it as a time to really open ourselves up and really see what is true for us. And so in the spirit of doing so, I thought I would allow myself to let my freak flag fly a little bit longer, or a little bit more. Not that I don't, I do that better than most, and I understand that. I like to just put it all out there. So here I am. I'm going to put some more out there. I wanted to share, I'm a finance person, so I'm not naturally a right brainer. And yesterday morning, I just woke up, got ready to go do my meditation, and I was sitting there and I heard from Spirit going, "What? You want me to write a poem?" Okay, so, but what was super interesting is how it actually all just flowed. And, in my book, Awaken Your Wealth, when you're in alignment with your heart and your soul, what actually happens is it just flows right out of you. And, I help my clients actually build their life from the inside out. And what I mean by that is get in alignment with what is true for you in your heart, and then try to figure out how to then manifest that in the world. The challenge is that so many of us are actually pigeonholed into the lifestyles that we've been creating for ourselves based on the income levels that we have, the jobs that we have. I just talked to somebody the other day that they're just like, now that I raised my kids, I'm 51 and I don't love being in sales, but I provided for my kids really well. I got him through school, and he really wants to be a teacher and a coach. And well, why not? Why is it that we can't choose to completely unplug and plug back in? And so before you call a crisis into your life, good morning, Deborah, because we will call in a crisis in our life to shift. And if a pandemic isn't a crisis, I don't know what is a crisis. So this has been a macro crisis that has been put upon us, and you will create a micro crisis. And we typically do that through our health and our wealth, which is one of the biggest reasons why I'm now on Monday nights doing Facebook Lives with my buddy Nam, who is a health expert, because I have found that we work things out and we act it out, and we do it through our health and through our money. So we don't need to call in this personal crisis. Like, you don't have to catch the coronavirus. That would be a personal health crisis. Or whether it's cancer or whether it's other things. It can be anything. And so really, truly love yourself to take this time. What is this, week 6? I don't even know which week it is of it, but which is good, because that means I keep going inside, and I encourage you all to go inside. And so I would like to share with you what came in from my inside yesterday that I was guided to do, because I'm on this journey that is really blossoming into what my heart and soul is to the next deeper level. And I know that by me sharing my story, that will allow some of you to also illuminate and to open up into what your life and soul's purpose is, because so many of you are not living from that place. And it's really time for all of us to start living from that place, because that is what's going to heal all this garbage going on right now. And this is why all of our systems are being challenged, from government to education to finance. That is going to continue to be stressed, because every single one of us need to take care of our own garden and our own backyard, and we actually need to align with our hearts and souls and get busy doing exactly that, in this world. So I'm going to share some of my nitty gritty, dirty birdie stuff. Okay, ready? It's not very dirty birdie, as dirty birdie as Julie Murphy gets, which is pretty straight laced. Okay, so I titled it Looking for Self. I didn't even know I was lost, but there has been so much cost. I didn't realize the volume of lack of self-love, but I starved for the peaceful love of a dove. I was never aware that I needed to beware, for that the lack of looking for self just put me up on a shelf. As the days went by, I slowly was going to and was going to die. I had a sense of renew that I would have done sooner if I only knew. The internal happiness and joy that could never be gotten from a boy, until one finds and loves themselves to no avail. You're no longer going to be whipped around by the tail. I love myself so much that now I'm ready for your tender loving touch. I'm ready for my soulmate to be with me so that we can grow and intertwine like the trees. Sustainable is what we are, and as we drive off in the sunset together in your car. So I share that because it's so reflective. And mind you, that is the first poem I've ever written in my entire life. But it just channeled right through me. And it's interesting, I'm even getting, see, when you don't speak what's true for you, and then you finally do, you have all these throat issues, and you can totally tell that. And your stuff will show up in your way in your life. But what happens to me is I tend to, even though I'm a big talker, I tend to keep things in. I tend to hold it in and not speak my voice, because I've always tried to be that polite girl that just does the right thing, the good Irish Catholic girl from the south side of Chicago. And it's certainly important for all of us to find our voice with love and with compassion. And enough of this fighting and bickering and who's right and who's wrong, it doesn't matter. Because what matters is, are you living from your heart? Are you living from what's true for you? And I hope by me sharing mine, that helps you get more in alignment with yours. Have a great week, everybody. And join us tonight on our YouTube we're talking about awakening your health with my buddy Nam. And go to juliemurphy.com. We have a whole toolbox and resources to help you guys on your journey. You don't have to do this alone. I am with you all along the way. So let's support each other and let's do this. And let's be expansive. Let's grow. Let's learn. Let's step into the next part of our greatness, because you're worth it. And so am I. Talk to you guys. Bye.